In the oral tradition of many tribes, I have yet to come across a tribal member from a tribe that does not have stories of giants roaming the land. And the way, as my father told me, as it was told to him by his father, my grandfather, and passed down, they made themselves out to be gods because they had power, they had big medicine, like our people say. They were able to do great feats that the people were just astonished by. And so they took them to be gods because that's what they presented themselves to be. In that manner is how they then went and took the women from the different tribes. And from there is where the giant tribes were birthed from. The women did not survive the births of these giant beings. But as these giants continue to procreate and continue to spread across the land, there's many stories of the people and the tribes fighting against them. Sometimes, with good results, sometimes with bad results, until eventually there was a culmination of the flood that came and destroyed the giants off the land. We still have some stories of giants after the flood. Ishtipapa, which was a giant that lived in Georgia among the Muskogee Creek. Ishtipapa means man-eaters, because these giant beings would just come and take a regular-sized human being and just pick them up and just bite their head off and just drink the blood. Like popping the cap on a bottle, boom, 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 boom. So they received the name Ishtipapa, man-eater. The giant races, they varied in height. They were the ones who built a lot of these ancient mound structures. We simply didn't have the technology to do it. Did regular-sized human beings have the time to do it? Yes. And there are copies of mounds that have been made. Just like there's the 3 pyramids in Egypt, 2 of those pyramids are copies of the oldest one. But they could not quite match the engineering, the architecture, the ley lines, they couldn't do it. So yes, there are mounds that native people have built, but they're a far cry from these gigantic mound structures that the giants built.
According to Indian legends passed down from generation to generation and archaeological discoveries of the past, there were giants living in those days. Thousands of years ago, giants roamed the Americas. Before the Asians discovered and settled the New World, a race of red-hair, white giants were already here. These giants were cannibals and grew to be an unbelievable height of 12 feet or even taller. The first great Indian war were not between the United States cavalry, but between the Asian Indian settlers and the Native American giants, viciously attacking Indian settlements, brutally carrying off screaming women and their crying children to be used for their next meal. After many years and many battles between the Indians and the fearsome, ferocious giants, some of the remaining red-haired enemies were chased down and took refuge in a cave. Many warriors filled the entrance to the cavern with brush, then set it on fire in a bid to force the giants out. The few giants that did emerge were instantly killed with multitudes of arrows. The giants that remained inside the cavern were asphyxiated or